Hey guys, Glen Gadget here, and I'm back with another video to teach you some basics of programming. Now, we're not doing just the basics today. At the end of this video, I've got a super special programming technique I learned from Master Masco. This is a secret between you and me. Don't tell Gary about this, okay? So, let's jump right into it. So today, I would like to first look at this gadget, and I'm going to teach you about the settings and link functions of tokens. So, let's see what happens when I press play with the normal programming. So you can see it just moves forward. Let's take a look at the programming. We have our tire token, so let's tap our tire token. We have setting and link options to choose from. I'm going to look at the setting. Now, on the right green side is the power. So let's see what happens when I increase the power to the maximum. And let's see one more time what happens when I press play. And look at that. Oh, the gadget moves way faster than before. Now, we can also move the power gauge to the left side. And this will give us negative power, which means the gadget will move in reverse. Let's see what happens. As we can see, yeah, look at that. The gadget goes backwards quite fast. Next, I want to look at the link function. So, when you have a link function, it'll connect your token to a part on the gadget. So, right now we can see every tire is actually linked up. 1, 2, 3, and 4. But let's see what happens when I unlink part number 1 and part number 2, leaving only 3 and 4 linked. Now this means that only tire 3 and tire 4 will activate. So let's see what happens when we do this. And look at that, the gadget's going around in a circle. Alright, so guys, keep in mind, with the use of these settings and link options, you can actually change your gadget to go forward, go backward, go around and around in circles. Anything you might want to do, you can do through these options. So please try it out and see what you can make. Alright guys, so next I'm going to show you some more about these function tokens we have. So here we have a gadget with a single shot and 2 drills. Now, let's see what happens when I just press play without any programming. We can see it shoots once and then the drills activate. But that's kind of boring, that's kind of simple. I want to make it a little bit more interesting, so I'm going to go into the programming menu and I'm going to add this loop token. So with this loop token, I'm going to put in my single shot token and my drill token. Let's see what happens with these instead of a loop token. I'm going to press play again. Okay, it shoots and it drills. Oh, and it shot again. And it's drilling again. And it's going to keep going like this on and on indefinitely. Now actually, these loop tokens also have settings that you can change yourself. So if I tap on this loop token, we can see the setting icon. And we can see that currently, it is set to go on for infinity. But actually, you can change it to loop once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, or even 5 times if you prefer. One thing to keep in mind, the gadget you get from clearing the tutorial is actually automatically set to be looped for 2 times. So if you want to change how many times that gadget loops, be sure to go into settings. Next, things are going to get a little bit more complicated. I want to introduce you to this parallel execution token. So I'm going to put this within our loop token, and I'm going to add the single shot to the top and the drill to the bottom. Now this means that these 2 actions will activate at the same time rather than one after the other. Let's press play and see how things change. And look at that, as we can see, the single shot and the drill, they are both activating at the exact same time. Next, I'm going to go one step further and introduce you to the branch token. So I'm going to put this branch token in our loop token. I'm going to add the single shot to the top on the blue line and the drill to the bottom on the white line. Now in this yellow area is where we can add our condition. The condition will determine which action will be activated. Actually, you can put whatever you want, but for this time, I'm going to add a random token. The single shot and the drill will each be activated randomly. So let's see what happens. So first, the single shot shoots off, and again, and then the drills activate. Right. So on our programming, we can see that it's activating at a random pace. Now I chose to use a random token, but there's other option. If you have a sensor on your gadget, you can also use a sensor for the condition and have things activate when an enemy is detected. So be sure to give that a try as well. Alright guys, and the last thing I want to introduce you to is this little thing called an escape token. This is the most difficult one to understand. I have to tell you the truth, I don't get it myself. But the most important thing you need to know is that by using this token, you can actually leave a loop that you have created. So maybe if you're new to programming, you can hold off on using this for now, but once you get the hang of things, be sure to try it out and see how it affects your gadget. Alright guys, so now it's time for what you've all been waiting for. I'm gonna give you the big secret that Master Masco told me and only me. So this is for your ears only, okay? Make sure you do not tell this to Gary. It's our secret. So first, let me introduce you to this gadget that Master Masco helped me build. It looks pretty intimidating, right? As you can see, on the top, we have our core sensor, and we've got our single shots on the top and side. On the bottom, we have this motor. Now this motor is gonna rotate the top portion, and I'm gonna show you why that's so important right now. So let's take a look at this gadget's programming. Now again, this was thought up by the master genius, Master Masco. As you can see, on the outside we have our loop token, and inside that we have our branch token. So our condition this time is going to be the sensor. So if we look in the settings, we can see that the sensor has a very narrow range that it's going to be searching for. Now you can make this bigger or even smaller. You can choose how much you want to have it, but I'm going to keep it to about this size. Now we have here the top line and the bottom line. So when this sensor finds an enemy within its range, it's going to go to the top line here and shoot from the single shots. If it doesn't find an enemy, it's going to activate the bottom, the white line, which activates the motor. Now the motor is what rotates the top. Alright, so here are the settings for the motor. Now this determines the power, how strong the motor is. You can have the highest power, or keep it like I am and have the lowest power. There we go. One more. Alright, I prefer to have this setting. So now I understand how this works. We're gonna have the loop token with the sensor and the single shots being shot when the sensor activates and the motor rotating when it's not. Let's press play and see how it works out in real life. Alright, so how we can see these green circles, that is the sensor looking for an enemy, and we can see that the motor is rotating the top of the gadget little by little so that it will search the entire arena. Now you might be noticing there are no single shots activating. Nothing's being shot. And the reason for that is there's no enemies to be detected because we are in our test mode. So I want to take this into a battle so you can see just how great this gadget is. So why don't we do that together right now? Alright guys, I'm pretty excited, alright? I found a really strong opponent. I mean, look at this guy. He has way more HP than I do. But I have faith in what Master Masco has taught me. I know I can definitely beat him. So let's get started with this battle and let's see what happens. Alright, my gadget's ready to go. Now he's on the right side and he's kind of running to the other side trying to avoid my shots, but as you can see, my gadget is rotating, searching him out, and shooting him down. Now he's kind of found me too. I remember having kind of a battle right here in the corner. Oh, but I won! Oh, I knew I could win. That was pretty easy, wow. And he barely hit me. Oh my goodness. Now, the great thing about this gadget is the cost is actually less than 1,500. So you could have two in one battle. And then I know you would definitely win. I know I've got Gary shaking in his boots right now. He knows that against me and these gadgets, he doesn't stand a chance. Oh, I'm so excited. Alright guys, that'll be all for me today. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my videos. I hope we can use what I taught you to make some great gadgets in the future. So I look forward to having you guys watching me next time. See you then.